Hello everyone. And
Hey
I think
guys,
we are live. Good
we
morning,
are.
everyone.
Hey
Amazing
Stefan.
to be back. And we got an exciting episode in front of us today. We're aiming to keep it under 30 minutes. As always, we can't always guarantee that. Sometimes we get a bit too excited and we drag over, but we're going to try to keep it within 30 minutes. So what we're going to go over today is we're going to first look at some community stats, and then we're going to look at one of the templates that have gotten a little bit more work on it, the Delta Neutral version 2. Really excited about it. You're going to be able to see that on my open positions because there is quite a lot of them by now. And then, of course, we're also going to have a look at what I'm calling My Bank app. It's a very early version of it, but what I think is super exciting is that I've been able to build a dashboard that gets all of my balances across 5 to 7 different accounts or dexes. I'm able to generate decently reliable yield, at least for the last 3-4 days. So I put in $100 in notional, so $50 on each leg, and I've already been able to generate $2 or something like that in profitable PNL in 4 days, which is what, like a 2%-ish APY. And then it also has a breakdown of all of my positions, my holdings. I can set goals, edit goals, delete goals. It's an exciting little project that we're testing out. And of course, as we add more and more capabilities and integrations, it would be amazing to be able to lend and stake and sort of have multiple sources of yield, because then it truly sort of becomes a bank of the future, if you will. Let's jump into it. Let's have a quick look at some of the stats. Let's see how the day is going so far. So far we've done, let's get this screen up to stage as well. So far today we've done $431,000, a little bit on the lower end. I think this week has been a little bit on the slow end when it comes to the perpdex volume. We can see that on the weekly we've done 2.5 million. Usually we've been around $1 million a day, so we can see that this is roughly a little bit less than half. But we can also see that Delta Neutrals are still very much alive and kicking. So in the last 7 days, we've done $285,000 worth of volume on Delta Neutral, and people have gotten at least $666 paid out to them in profits. So kudos to you guys that are running the deltas and that are earning a bit from it. We can check the 30-day volume is still up at 33 million or 33.5. And then open interest, don't know if that actually changed. I think we might need to debug it a little bit. Looks like we've done 611K in the last 30 days. And then in lifetime, we're now up to 385 million in volume. It's going to be interesting to see when we hit that 400 million threshold. You can drop your guess in the comments. It would be interesting.
And the open interest is not changing with the time frame. It's a live data, so that's expected behavior.
Got you. Yeah, so here we can see the total volume, because this is then the aggregated right in the bottom, if this is live.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got you, yeah. So over $1,000 paid out in net funding earned. This is why I love Delta Neutrals. But 385 million in total volume. Kudos to everyone. Even on a slow week like this, 2.5 feels absurd to say. But we're going to see. Thomas, am I still frozen or am I back?
Your video was a bit frozen. Now you're kind of back, but the sound was always perfect. So no worries. Worst case scenario, we see you in a weird face. That's okay.
That's okay. We see me.
You froze. You just froze with the finger.
We can see, but you can hear me still.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Because then I want to make sure that we deliver on our promise straight away and show people, like you will see some of our banners where we say like launch a Delta Neutral in less than 2 minutes. Same, build a bank in less than 2 minutes. So now what I want to do is I just want to take people through a little bit the process. So here we have the delta neutral, right? This has been released as a template, but we just pulled it back because we got some feedback that there were some error messages coming up for completely new users. So if you were a new user, you came into it, you had like an API error message. Toma, do you have an update on that? Or we're going to be working on it during the afternoon, I know.
Yeah, it's exactly. So it's like how do you call it, Alex? A catch 33? Am I saying
a catch
what's
22?
the number? 22. Oh my god! So it's a bit of a catch 22 where you need to have like your API connected for the app to open, but you cannot open the app to connect your API. So it was a bit chicken and the egg issue that we will solve. It's nothing major. It's just a bit stupid logic that we need to facilitate. But we will, that will be done in a couple of hours.
But so to all of the beautiful, wonderful people that had commented DN on one of the posts on X to receive this very template that we're looking at on the screen right now, I will send you guys an updated link, whether it's this afternoon or during the afternoon. But this is what happens when you build in public. Like we would rather build quickly, ship it out to people, get live feedback, and then optimize it based on that feedback. But so here we can see the delta neutral funding rate scanner plus execution. So there is some addition to it. Last time when we were looking at it, we only had the funding rate of one of the legs. Now we actually have both of the funding rates because, long story short, if the spread is expanding, meaning the funding rate difference between the both legs, if the spread is expanding, the APY is increasing. If the spread is decreasing, the API will decrease as well. So by adding this history that you can access by clicking on the clock symbol or icon, we sort of get an understanding or a little bit of an insight into how sustainable the funding rate is. And then we can, for the fun of it, just see. So what I'm looking at is these sort of rising trend indicators, because that then means that, I don't know how much money I got left. I've been doing quite a lot of these recently. That indicates that the spread seems to have an increasing spread, right? That's the sustainability score, or like the direction. And those are the ones that I want to capture. I want to go into the delta neutrals where the spread is increasing, meaning that the API is most likely increasing. I'm also happy to go into a delta neutral that has a stable spread. So here we can see that now this is open, SUSD. So we will check out the position in just in a bit. But here you can see that a lot of these are falling, meaning that the spread is actually decreasing. And those I want to stay away from because they might not be as sustainable as something that is rising, which is then going to have an increasing spread. Same with the stable ones. The stable ones are going to be very sort of linear. And those are the ones that I'm looking at. So we just opened a new position. I will probably have a couple because I've gone a little bit crazy on on the delta neutrals, as you can see. And here we got it. The S position is the new one. And we can see that we also have it on extended. Here we can see that a lot of these are on extended Paradox and Pacifica. So we can just have a super quick look and see so that they are open. And here we can see that we have the S, Moon, Cato, Grass, and probably similarly on Pacifica, we have a couple more of them. And then on extended, we have the rest. So that is the delta neutral in a nutshell. You also highly recommend when you launch the template, definitely run a test trade on all of them. If you have any problems with a specific integration, run that one. And then if you get any error message, just copy and paste that into the code editor, or just do a print screen. That is what a lazy person like me do 90% of the time. And then just drop it into the chat. Some things that are good to know because these are bugs that we have now faced ourselves, is that when you have a message that doesn't have a file being actually edited. So this is how it looks like. I'm going to zoom in a bit. When a file has actually been edited, whereas here we can see one where it essentially has the reasoning, it understands what it's going to do, it even puts out the code that it wants to implement. But here we don't see that same little green box and the folder that has been edited. In cases like that, I would highly recommend to just tell the chat that, yo, you actually didn't edit the file. Please make sure to edit the file. This is something that we're working on. So we're trying to improve this, and we can see that the file edit rate is being improved, but it can still happen, as you can see in this example. So if it happens to you, just in the chat, tell it that, like, well, you did not actually edit the file. Please go in and edit the file and try again.
Like sometimes one of the big challenge with what we do is like, so we are creating an agent, right? And the agent, what it is just, let's say, a model with a set of pre-written instruction that we call the system prompt, and access to documentation or knowledge base, and access to a place to write and save its memory. And right now we're trying, like, most of my time I'm spending it to try to make sure that the model, because we have many moving pieces. First, the system prompt, it's where you want all the information that the agent will use. And there are a lot of very important information, like who is he, it, like where does he live? It lives in the Mithril Builder. This is a UI, so if users refer to it, it understands that, okay, user is looking at the preview, user is looking at the terminal. So you need to explain all that. You need to explain a bit the personality. Like, we don't want a stupid agent that say, okay, oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. Because initially the first version was like this, like I couldn't stand it for more than 5 minutes because it was too annoying. So you need also to have information about kind of the design of the look and feel of the app that are created, so they look a bit alike. And then everything that is in relation with the best practices for the coding and for the use of the Mithril API. So it's a big, like, it's 300 lines. And there is a hierarchy of all the information. Like, the higher the info it is, the more important it will be seen. So it's a very, like, it's not an exact science, which is a bit weird for me. I'm an engineer. So it's really like, you need to feel it a bit to understand how the system prompt will be used by the model. And then when you have, so we have 3 different models. So you have like infinite potential behavior for different system prompts. So what we did recently is, sorry, Alex, I derived a bit, but it's cool stuff. It's really cool stuff. So yesterday we ran, I think, like 1,000 API calls to test 3 different versions of the system prompt, different lengths, different way of writing the instruction. And we tested that for 4 models, actually. And we got a bunch of results. And now what we were able to understand is, oh, okay, very interesting. We tested 10 different use cases each time. And for the V1 of the system prompt has better result for Anthropic model. But it's only the V3 that work best with Gemini. So now we created a system that a different system prompt version is sent to different model that we use, because we use a bunch of model, because we have the routing engine where you kind of find the best agent, the best model for the best task to optimize performances and price and cost. And so we learn also as we do it, right? So, but every day we increase, we improve, and I forgot. I really completely forgot why I started talking about this.
No, but it's good. What we're talking about is like how much we're currently stress testing it. And you mentioned that we were doing 1,000 prompts yesterday. You're doing the ABC testing on the system prompts, as well as on the different models, right? We can route. We have an orchestrator, and then you sort of route different tasks to different models to make it as powerful, but also cost efficient.
Just to show the result, because it's a bit of secret sauce, but it's nothing super fancy, right? It's just cool.
I will hide the banking app for now. If you came for the banking app, I will show you it. I will show you how you're going to be able to launch it in 2 minutes, everything that you can currently do with it and what we're planning to add to it. But first, some statisticals from Thomas.
Just to show that we don't do things randomly, like we really test and battle test. So that's only from yesterday, like 2.5K API calls over these 4 exchanges, and you can see different versions are giving different results. Yeah, it costs $60 just for this test. I won't show everything, but like these are like a different example of things that we are testing. Editing inside a file versus creating a new file. What's happening when there is an error. Feature preservation. So when you want to make an edit, don't kill an existing features, this kind of stuff. So we look at all the delta for all the system prompts. We look also between 2 versions of the same model, which one is performing best. All the categories of use case we are testing. Like there is a bunch of stuff, and this is something that we will have to do, maybe not every. So there are 2 ways. We want to do it manually, like maybe every 2 weeks, I don't know. But we also want a way that this is done continuously by looking at the quality score of all the generated answer of all the agents.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Beautiful.
Sorry, Alex, you can showcase again your bank.
No, it's great. It's I love that we share like behind the scenes and how the evaluation and continued calibration of the agents, the prompts, the completeness of their tasks is carried out. All right. So if you clicked on this just to see how to build your own bank in 2 minutes, here you go. So this is what we're going to be releasing as a template. So everybody that showed up here today, you're going to get an email as well with, I'm going to attach both of the templates in the email so that you get the delta neutral scanner, plus you get this, which is going to be the 0.1 version of my bank. Of course, when you have your own bank, you need to have some cool photos showing yourself so that nobody doubts that you are the in fact owner of the bank. So if we want, I can just change it to Thomas here. And now this is Thomas' bank. No, this is not the... Nice. But so here you have an overview. So I actually got all of my sort of accounts connected to it. So I can see my total balance aggregated over all of the accounts, or I can choose one account and just see that balance. I can see what I have available in cash. I can see my unrealized P&L. I just opened like 10 delta neutrals, so my cost has gone up a bit and my profit has gone down a bit. I'm able to set goals. So just for the fun of it, let's just add a new live streaming demo goal. It's a shame we don't have a donation bucket, because then I could like, please send to this wallet. No, but and I'm aiming to have this done by May 2026, something like that. And then we can see that. Okay, I'm at 94.2% of my live streaming goal because I got 470 in balance.
Well
so it's exactly very quick and easy to reach. No, but so you can edit your own goals. I want to have this feature because what I want to do with my own bank is I want to set up a savings account for each of my kids, so that when they graduate, when they turn 18, they sort of have something to fall back on. I've also thought about like gamifying it. So if they can answer financial questions in this app, they like earn points that I then convert to money and send them every month. So it's a little bit like a learn and earn, but for your kids. That might come in a future version. Right now, we just have the goals. Here you can see all of my open positions. You can see the P&L. We can see that some of them are already starting to turn into the green. The grass one I literally opened this morning. You can also look at how your performance is doing, right? You can do that under the yield tab. But the yield tab right now is just the aggregated P&L. So you can look here as well for the open positions. And you can see that, yeah, we made some unrealized P&L. What I think I will add to it as well is going to be like the APY, because essentially when I started to build this, I had earned $2 on $100 in 4 days, which is an APY of, I don't know, but it's like more than 2% per week. So we're talking about over 100% per year. I'm not saying that I will be able to keep that APY, but it's a very interesting sort of what yield you can actually get from delta neutrals. And if you're able to have sustainable yield generation, it could be interesting to sort of see, okay, if I'm able to do 8%, I put in $600 a month. When my kid is 18, she will actually have 289K, which is, yeah, not a bad start in life. So we added this so that you can sort of see if you extrapolate, if you forecast your performance, how is it doing? You also have stuff like portfolio breakdown, so I can see a breakdown of all of my current assets, my current positions. I should also, yeah, I can also see where I got money. Sorry, Aftermath and Hyperliquid. I need to add a little bit on your guys' accounts as well, so that I bring up the bring up the saldo. Here we can also see my sort of current performance. I have 3 winners, 6 losers. It's going to be interesting to see. Maybe I leave these positions open until next week, and then we can jump in and check them out again. And here, in all of the projects that I build, I nearly always include one testing. So just like I did on the delta neutral, here you can test all of your API connections to make sure that you actually have integrated them correctly and that they're working. Shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes. But so this is the version 1 of the banking app. You have cross execution, right? Like, so you have aggregation of all of your accounts. You can see the positions, you can see the unrealized P&L, the realized P&L, you can see your essentially yield earnings, you can see your breakdown of assets total and also per exchange. You can set your own goals, you can change, importantly, the profile picture. You can call it whatever you want. You don't need to call it My Bank. You can name it your family or generational wealth or whatever it is that you're aiming to do. And yeah, I'm very excited to see where you guys take a template like this, because this is going to be the version 0.1 of the template. And then, yeah, let us know in the comments like what you would like to see more with a template like this. I think it would be super interesting to add lending, borrowing, staking options, potentially even like wallets, because then, yeah, I can spin up a new wallet for my daughter. Everything she has is on that. I can have one for my wife, and I can sort of create more and more wallets that I tie to it. You could technically do that with sub accounts on the DEXs, and then run delta neutrals from that. So then you get the yield from it as well. But yeah, Thomas, what is your verdict? Thomas hasn't seen this until right now. So I'm interested to hear as well what you think about it.
I have 2 things to say. 3, because I think it's really cool what you did, and it's interesting because so okay, first thing, you don't have to use it from the Mithril Builder. Like, if you want, this can be published and you will have your own URL that you can access anywhere from your computer or from your phone or whatever, right? So you're not constrained to using the app in the Mithril Builder. Let's not forget it, right? because you can also send it to your friend, whatever. But I think what we are saying is what is really interesting. Like right now, basically anyone can be a dev, anyone can create anything. And why would I settle for something, an app that exists that is not covering all my needs? Well, right now I can just spend maybe an hour, 2 hours max, and just do exactly what I want according to my need, my feeling, my taste, whatever. And that's what is exciting, like exciting for everybody, and pretty frightening for SaaS companies. Like you can see these guys, they have like minus 70% on the their stock is plummeting. But we understand why, because right now, why should I use a SaaS when I can create mine and use it for free, right? And that's what is very interesting to me. And I'm happy that we can help anyone to create what they want with Mithril.
And I think that's actually, Tomo, you're spot on. And this is a little bit what inspired me to start this build. Sorry, I want to share, because we just tried to publish it. I don't know how this is going to work. I've never published this before. But so as you can see, it's going to take 2 or 3 minutes for Cloudflare and everything to be set up. It should be live on the domain saving dashboard version 01.mithrilmoney in 2 to 5 minutes. So in 2 to 5 minutes, we're going to check out the live link and see how it looks like. But Tomo, you're spot on. And I think this idea of creating my own bank actually came from me using Swissborg. I love Swissborg. Swissborg is absolutely amazing. Kudos to the entire team over there. They're doing great stuff. But yeah, and some of my family members are using Nexo and some of the other alternatives. And I was like, oh, it would be so nice for all of us to have one like family version of Nexo. Where we can earn yield, we can have all of our accounts, we can see the aggregated like family portfolio, but we can also see individual portfolios from the individual members in the family, and maybe that's something that then becomes larger and the entire like family tree joins it. But I think that's the cool part. Like you don't need to use Nexo anymore. You can literally build your own Nexo for yourself, or for your family, or for you and your extended family, with exactly the stuff that you find interesting, whether that's commodity trading, whether it's staking, whether it's lending, whether it's just to sort of manage risk and wealth and positions in a lot of different places, but you want to have a bird's eye view from one environment. You're going to be able to start building that stuff literally today. And that makes me excited. Let's check out and just see if this went live. Let's have a quick look. You never know. Okay, so this is, Thomas, is this the thing that you were talking about? That when it's published, connect your... Okay.
Exactly.
So if you...
So there will need to be a small... this you will be able to fix it from that builder. You just need to ask it like, don't require a Mithril API to launch the app, but ask me in the setting tab to put my API. That's something like this that you will have to do. But it's also something that we need to improve from the system prompt so that the agent knows what to do and what not to do, actually. So it's a bit kind of stuff that I was mentioning before.
Sorry,
so
now
this,
also...
Before we publish this as a template, if you want to share it, yeah, we need to fix it, and then no one will have this same issue.
It wouldn't be a live demo, though, if nothing broke. Like I would have, something needs to break in a live demo, otherwise it's not trustworthy. So there you go. There we had a little bit of a break. We need to fix this. So right now, as you publish stuff, you could get this, which is essentially the catch-22. I have Mithril API, but we need to do some updates. We're going to see if I'm able to do the update via the chat interface right here, or if we need a bit of more work on it. Catch 44. I thought it was catch 22. Sorry. But we're just about to hit 30 minutes, so we're actually going to wrap it up because we need to jump into our next meetings. But for everybody that joined today, you will get an email with both of the template links. So you will get the link to the DN volume, DN version 2, and to the app, bank app version 0.1. But before we leave today, you're going to get the code. So I'm quite sure that the quest is already live in the guild. Otherwise, if you want to learn and earn as you're building, check out guild.mithril.money. And that's where you have a bunch of cool people. A lot of the people that show up here in the lives. Sanders is definitely one of them. Awesome to see you here. Awesome to see you guys in here. A lot of these legends are in the guild. They're also in our Telegram. So check out our Telegram. Check out guild.mithril.money if you want to have a chance to earn a bit of stable coins each month by building cool stuff. The code this week for this alpha is, guess it or not, templates. So as long as you write templates in the quest, in the guild, you're going to get the points. And the top 10 people every month get to share $500 in stables, just as a little thank you for being with us this early. Because we're still very, very early. There is going to be bugs. There is going to be errors, just like you just saw. And that's a part of it. That's the journey. But if you're here early, and then you might reap some of the upside benefit of being early on projects like this. We're at 32 minutes. Suntoma, do you want to have any final words before we wrap this up?
No, I don't know. As you said, I'm very excited to see how people will use the builder and what kind of stuff will be created. So if you have cool build, please share with us, because we want to see. We are too curious, and we want to learn also from your experience. So if you have any feedback, if you have stuff that are broken and is broken and will be broken because we keep iterating every day, let us know. As you know, we do our best, but there will always be tiny issue that we need to solve here and there. But with time, gradually, we will always improve the product. That's what we want to do.
Beautiful.
So
okay.
Feedback is important. That's it.
You've seen the Delta Nitro scanner. You've seen the first early version of the banking app. You're going to get the templates so that you can literally just click on them, launch them within 2 minutes, and then modify them just like you want. I very much look forward to hearing how you guys modify them, what you want to build next. Also, awesome to see that even on a week like this, where we've had a little bit slower trading volume in DeFi and on the perp DexS, you guys are still pulling through 2.5 million in volume. It's incredible. We're at $385 million of volume in total. If you want to have a bit of a gamble, guess when we're going to hit the $400 million mark. Maybe it's in time for my birthday, Thomas. The last of May would be beautiful to be like, celebrate birthday and then hit 400 million on the same day. But who knows? Let us know in the comment if you have a guess. Otherwise, until next week, all of the best. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for showing up.
You guys have a good weekend. Bye-bye.